This is Day 8-100 Days of Code by Heck from Heckface. What's up, everybody? This is Heck back with another project, survey form. Okay, we'll be building front end of survey form today, and in the next video I will also be giving you some tips, and I'll be showing you how to do backend programming. Okay, let's start with HTML first. Index.html. Okay, we are creating index.html in the first, and after this index.html we'll also be creating css with style.css. We'll be keeping a div of container class, and inside this we'll be giving header of header class, and adds one tag with id of title, and also class of text center, so that we don't have to give styling again and again. Heckface survey form. Okay, now we'll move to, I don't know why I'm having this problem. It's been a long gap, and I'll be posting videos regularly now. P of id description and of class description. Also we need a class of text center, and we'll be giving something here like thank you for taking time to help us improve the platform. This is for you guys, and you will be filling out the survey form to help us improve our platform. Okay, this is what our header should look like, and open with live server, and then okay, we don't want this with Firefox, we'll develop everything with Chrome. Okay, now this is localhost. Okay, what our page is looking like is like this, and we'll be giving some styling afterwards to the HTML content. Now we'll be making a form of id survey form. We don't need action for now. Now we'll give this div class of form group, and inside this we'll give some label tag for name, and also id of name label, and inside this we'll write name. Let me just copy and paste and explain it to you. This will be much quicker. Okay, input type equals to text name. This, the for name, and this id equals to name should be same. What this basically is, this name is from the label tag, and this is the input tag. Okay, I will just paste the same tags for email. We're doing the same activity. id equals to email label for label, and for email, this email and id equals to email should be exactly the same. Okay, this what does this does is this takes number as an input, so that we have written type equals to number and type equals to email. This will help us validate our email and number. We can also specify this with minimum of 10 and maximum of 99. This inside this value only the user can be validated, otherwise it is shown as invalid. Inside this p tag we have wrapped something what the drop down menu is. We do not, you can see here, we do not have label tag here, we instead have select tag. What does this select tag does is it brings drop down menu. You can see, I'll show you what it does. You can see select current role. This select current role is the first option and it is disabled. This is disabled due to this tag. You can see disable selected value. So this is not selectable. This is what a radio button is. A radio button means when you have to click only one of the option inside this. Radio button, it switches its selection. It will remain checked as default. Now you can see what it is like. You can see this is what radio button is. The next drop down menu, which is what is your favorite feature of Hackface. Select an option which is disabled, and challenges, projects or support. What you can select here, like what do you like the most, challenges of Hackface, projects of Hackface, or support we have given to you. Okay, now next is the checkbox. Type is checkbox, so that we can select multiple options at once. This is the option, but you can select multiple, not as of radio type. Check all that apply, so that we can check all of this. So this is our text area, and what is text area is, you can write anything here. If you want your favorite programming language tutorials on this channel, you can specify here. You can specify like this. I would love to see Python tutorials in this channel. So I will get this and I will work on it. Okay, now next is our submit button, and then we are completed in our HTML content. You can see what submit button is. Okay, style.css. We'll now import some Google fonts of Poppins. So we can search here Poppins. Now we have got our font. We want this link. We want import tag, not link. Okay, now we'll shift this to here, so that we have directly imported this to our CSS file. Now for the basic styling, we'll remove margin 0 and all the padding to the file by default, and also the box sizing of border box. Okay, now we'll just split this and increase the font size, so that you will be able to see the styling properly. Now we'll first design our body tag with font family of Poppins and sans serif. Okay, now we'll give a default font size of 1 rem and font weight of 400. Also line height of 1.4, and color, no, I don't want color now, of margin 0. This is already there. So now for mobile compatibility, I want something with body before. Okay, top of 0 and left of 0, and I want this height of 100%. Okay, this would be great, and also width of 100% so that it doesn't overflow. Okay, index, z index of -1. I picked this color from there. You can also go and check this out. It's amazing. I want my background image to be linear gradient of 115 degree, and I want this to be 24193 at B7. Okay, and also with, why I'm not seeing this is because I haven't linked this link CSS. Okay, now you can see what we are doing. So I was a little bit of confused. Now you can see what we are doing now. 2 3 2 4 2 7 and CE. So you can see the gradient here. Now I also want the body to be of color white. Yes. Now I also want this to have a image. I will search image on splash.com. I want lady tech. Okay, this looks awesome. We'll just copy this. This is the photo ID, and we'll go to source.onsplash.com, and we'll see how to import this specific image. Random image, specific image. You can see parameters is photo ID and width and height. I'll not specify width and height, I'll just leave it default, and https source.onsplash.com/ and photo ID. Okay, now you can see the difference by keeping the picture, and I also want you to see why we're doing this linear gradient. Without this, we'll just get the background color. Now we are getting this because of this linear gradient, the blurry effect. I want my h1 tag to have font weight same as of body tag, and line height a little bit of different, line height of 1.2. Okay, this looks great. Now I also want my p tag to be font size 1.125 rem. Problem here in the image. So let's just write background size of cover, so that okay, and background repeat equals to no repeat. And I also want my background position to be centered. Okay, you can see we have centered this, so that whenever we move this, I want this to have only margin from top of 0 and margin bottom margin bottom of 0.5 rem. Yes, this would be enough. And now let's keep that tag. Font size of 1.125 rem. Okay, now let's move this. Yeah, this looks good. Now let's go to label, and I want my label is this. Inside form we have labels, labels. I want my labels to be display as flex, and I want this to be aligned. I don't want this to be aligned. Okay, I want this to be aligned at center. Center. And I also want this to be font size of 1.125 rem. You can see this. I want this to have some margin in the bottom of 0.5 rem. We'll go to design of input button, all select area, and what do we have in the bottom? Okay, this is text area. We'll make this with text area. Okay, text area of margin 0, font family. I want this to inherit the font family. Also font size, I want this to inherit from parent tag, and line height to inherit. Yeah. Now we don't want our border is none. Okay, we don't have border here. Okay, we have designed our label input area. Now we have to design this in center, and we have just left. Now we'll design our container. Okay, container. We want our container to have width of 100%, and I want this to have margin of 3.125 rem. Let's see. No, I want this to be in bottom, this side auto, side 0, and this side auto. Okay, this isn't helping us. Why this isn't helping? Let's give this some media to make this responsive. minimum width of 576 pixel. It goes, container goes to max width of 540 pixel. Okay, this becomes a little bit responsive. I also want my media and minimum width of 568 pixel. Container should be max width of 720 pixel. Okay, now we'll design. Let's play with some dev tools. Okay, I want my container. We have only kept this inside container, so this isn't working. I want everything to be in the same container. So let's end div here. Sorry, div. You can see this gets into center. So Chrome DevTools is very useful while debugging and finding out mistakes, also while styling. Now we'll design our header, and I'll give this a padding of 0 to the top and bottom, and 0.6 to 5 rem. This will be enough. Let's again inspect. You can see we have some padding here, which will help in smaller devices. Okay, this is padding, and I also want some margin and bottom of 1.875 rem. Okay, I also want some description to have some design. A font style, I want this to be italic. You can see italic. Font weight, I want this to inherit from parent tag. Font weight, font rate, I'll give this, let's only give this text shadow so that it will appear 1 pixel, and we'll give something with black. Okay, let's see how this looks. I want this to have a little bit of alpha. Okay, this looks better. Now let's go to clue. Clue is this tag. This inside brackets are the clue one. We have give this with span tag. Clue. You can see span tag of class clue. Okay, I want this to be a little bit of smaller. I want this to have margin from left of 0.25 rem. Okay, and I also want this to have font size a little bit of smaller, like 0.8 rem. No, I want this to have 0.9 rem. This will be enough. Yes, this is enough. Now I also want this to have different color of E4. You can see this is a bit like with smoke. Okay, I want my dot text center class to have all the text aligned to center, text aligned to center. Okay, you can see this moves right in center. Okay, now we'll design our form. We'll design our form with background color a little bit like purplish 24193 38B7. Yes, I want like this. You can see this focuses on form, so I want this to have padding of 2.5 rem top and bottom and 0.625 left and right. Okay, and I also want border radius of 0.25 rem, so you'll see a little bit of curve in the side. Okay, now we'll make this responsive with width. When this is 480 pixels minimum width, now we'll give this form padding of 2.5 rem. Okay, and now let's have a look in HTML content. We have this form group which includes every single groups, and we also have form control. Okay, we have form control and form group. Let's form group first. Form group should have margin of 0 in the top, right side auto 1.25 rem, the bottom and auto. Okay, this separates a little bit. Now I also want some padding of 0.25 rem in every side. Okay, now I want my form control to be designed. Form control to display block. Okay, you can see the changes, and width of 100%, width of 100%, and also a height. I want height to be this long. Yes, now I also want my padding to be 0.375 rem on top and bottom and 0.75 rem. Okay, you can see the differences in the left hand side, and I want my form control to be color of something grace 495057. Yes, I want this. I want my background color to be, I want my background color is white. I also want background clip of padding box, so you can see this. Now I want border of 1 pixel solid, and this is also a little bit of white. See, D4DA. This looks great in this. Yes, now I want border radius to be of 0.25 rem. You can see everything. You can see this is great. Now I want this to have transition of border color of 0.15 second is in out. Okay, you can see this. Now I want box shadow. So I'll just hit comma and box shadow of 0.15 second is in out. Okay, you can see. Okay, now when this gets focused, I want this to have a little bit of changes. So you can see this is not good. So form control, when on focus, I want this to have border color of little bit of bluish, 77 FF. Yes, you can now see. Okay, and I don't want outline. Now let's see, this removes this. Yes, okay, this removes outline. I want box shadow of 0.000 and 0.2 rem of, let's see, RGBA 0,123, 255, 0.25. This will look nice. Okay, you can see the box shadow. Yes, now let's move towards this input radio and checkboxes. Will design this same time. Checkbox, input radio and input checkbox. Okay, let's focus here. I want this to have display of inline block. Yes, I want this to have margin on the right of 0.625 rem. This should be good. Yes, and I want this to have minimum height of 0.25 rem and also the maximum height. No, I don't want to specify the maximum height. Minimum height, this won't increase. Minimum height, minimum width of same 1.25 rem. Yes, now let's design this text area and we will complete this one. Input text area, minimum height of 120 pixel, and I want this to have width of 100 pixel. Let's see the changes. No, I don't want this to have 100 pixel. I want this to have 100%. So you can see we have changed this. We want this to have padding of 0.625 rem. You can see this typing starts here, and also I need resize of vertical. Resize only to the vertical. Okay. Now this looks good, but why does this doesn't change? Okay, we'll have a look at this later. Now we want our submit area to submit button to be designed. We want this to have display of block, and okay, width of 100%, padding of 0.75 rem. Let's see this. Okay, and I want this to have background color of a little bit of grayness, so 37AF65. okay, this should look great. Yeah, now colors should be inherit, and I also want the border radius of 2 pixel, and I want this to have cursor of pointer. Okay, you can see. Now we have just been to a simple issue with this. Form control, border radius. Let's just keep this text area class of form control, and let's see what does this make difference. Okay, we're good now. This doesn't make any difference to this. Okay, we are done with our front-end development, and this was the end of day 8 100 days of code by Heck from Heckphase.